I never grew up with educators that look like myself. So I
100.
feel like honestly, like we are that new wave that make being wise, being smart, being educated cool, right?
Absolutely.
Wisdom is a powerful tool, but oftentimes we might neglect it because of who it's coming from. You feel me? But if we can chop it up with a young buck and really implant a seed, man, like that's it's more than just education at that point. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Let's Grow Together podcast where diverse individuals and communities come to serve, connect, and grow in areas that they're most passionate about. Brother Marcus, man, we back with another dope episode. Check in with our people and let them know how you doing.
What's going on, family? As always, man, phenomenal to be back with y'all. Coming back from Father's Day weekend, coming back from the field day weekend, jam full of a lot of events, a lot of engagements. So again, we'll definitely talk a little bit about the field day, but I'll save following check-in to really dive into that. But again, beautiful Father's Day weekend is always very big and reflective for myself and my family. I had the squad come out again, man. It was about 25 to 30 deep. So we really mobbed, man. I had a good portion of the squad stay with us. Did a cookout follow, man, was phenomenal. And then I got to rest and just sleep, man, and reflect. But it was awesome to see my father as well as my fiance's father in the same room, mingling, our families collaborating. It was like a small family reunion, just about, you know what I'm saying? So dope vibes as always, man. And again, we definitely got a banger for y'all today, talking about some real life stuff. And I'm excited to hear more from James. What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, man, I'm blessed, man. And speaking of Father's Day, I don't have any children, but whenever I'm in a store or I'm walking around, the men will be like, man, happy Father's Day, brother. And it catches me off guard because, again, I don't have kids, but I'm just like, likewise, brother, same to you. And I keep it moving. I actually went to the store and took advantage of like a Father's Day discount. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be honest and restorative, but I ain't gonna lie, I saw the opportunity and I took it. But man, life is good, man. We just finished a restorative justice training with some youth at Oak Park Library. It was phenomenal, man, but also came with some character building moments. I can touch a little bit on that later in the conversation, man. But blessed, man, beyond blessed. Turo business is booming. Um, but we talked offline, and I was debating whether or not I was gonna mention this, but had a super interesting situation happen to me, man. I was driving to one of our programs, and a guy ran into my car. Now, never been in any accidents prior to this, but the accident wasn't even the craziest part. We were on the expressway, and the guy must have assumed that I was trying to like flee the scene, but we were on the expressway. There was no way for me to pull over. And basically, the guy pulled the gun on me as we were on the expressway. So, of course, my initial response or my reaction was like, "Oh my god, like what? Like, hold on, nah, this isn't that. Let's pull over and let's try to figure this thing out." So, of course, we pull over, and I was telling some of the guys earlier, like, he better be glad I didn't have, that thing on me because I was gonna show him I was James Wick. But I was like, we pull over and I'm like, let's just get to the bottom of it. So I chose to be restorative in my approach. And so the entire time I'm trying to de-escalate it because obviously this is a moment, right? And so bro was acting crazy, man. But he didn't, he pretty much, man, we had a conversation. He just pulled off, man. We didn't exchange insurance information, anything like that. So at that point, I just figured the guy didn't have insurance. He was just looking for a come up. And yeah, man, it was crazy. But all praises, man. I'm blessed to make it through that. But the entire time, bro, I was just trying to understand the thought process of a person to do something like that. But we here, man. We here, man. I wanna change the energy of the conversation, man. But you mentioned a little bit about,
Hey, hold on, no.
yes,
Kudos to
sir.
you for having the restorative thought process throughout all that, because that could have definitely been very chaotic. And again, you were able to stay level headed through it all. And I truly believe that's why everything, ended in a subtle manner, opposed to the opposite.
Facts, because if I would have matched his energy, we don't know what could have happened, right? But my entire the whole thing for me was figure out the cause. Like, why did this happen to begin with? And I took some responsibility because I'm like, man, I could have just slowed down. But the guy tried to merge over and it wasn't room to merge over. You feel me? So we both were at fault. And then when the guy was like, man, you were gonna flee, you were gonna run. I'm like, no, we were on the expressway. I just didn't have opportunity to stop yet. So, I didn't ask him like, why did you pull out on me? Pause, but why did you pull the gun out on me? But I was just like, man, like what I didn't understand that, man. But again, grateful, super blessed. But I'm excited for this conversation.
Definitely. So I know we both had phenomenal events recently, right? With the summer coming into play, the youth being out of school, us and our passions, we want to make sure that we give them some engagement to focus that energy, to burn some of that energy, and just to really create a restorative, collaborative setting, right? So I would love to hear a little bit about you all's engagement, man. I've been seeing flyers, I've been sharing it like I'm out there in Chirac with y'all, man. But tell me a little bit about the event, bro. I'd love to hear how it went.
Man, appreciate it. It's funny because real quick, I saw your flyer too. And of course, it pops up on my Facebook, my IG, and I'm like, should I share it? You know what I mean? But it's really not relevant to the people that may be following me. So I'm like, I liked it, but I'm like, I can't share it because I don't want people the wrong impression. But man, this the Saturday before last, man, we had our 4th annual Let's Grow Together Holistic Wellness and Juneteenth Festival, right? Man, and I gotta give a big shout out to our partners, our volunteers, the sponsors, the donors, the vendors, and last but not least, our volunteers. We call them value tiers because they add so much value. But man, the event in itself was so dope, man. This was the 4th year we were putting on the event. First time we did it was back when the pandemic started. We figured, man, we need to get people out, get active, and not only do some exercising, but let's look at this thing holistically, right? So we had folks come out and do yoga. We had some folks come out with the bouncy house. We had massages. We had, dope vegan food. Like we had all types of food, to be honest. But the dopest part to me about this whole event was each year that we've done it, it's gotten bigger and bigger. And the community continues to come out and support us and show so much love, bro. And we're just blessed to be able to serve these different facets of the community. But we had a dunk tank this year, bro. And
come on.
I don't know if you saw the clip online, but I had the pleasure of dunking our president and CEO Charles Carter into the dunk tank, and he was so mad because he was like, "Dang, you ain't have to do it on the first throw." Literally got up, boom, knocked him right in that joint. You'd have thought I played baseball, right? But man, it was just so dope because these events, it give us an opportunity not only to serve the community, but it gives the community an opportunity to meet somebody new and network and just really just be a part of something bigger than themselves, man. So super blessed, highly favored, man. And again, I'm just excited to continue doing stuff like that because everybody that we talked to was like, man, I wish I would have brought this person. I wish I would have brought that. I'm like, bring your whole family, bring more people. Like we want more people to come and be a part of this because again, it was the Let's Grow Together Holistic Wellness Festival. And you know what we're about, man, serving, connecting, and growing with the people and the areas that they're most passionate about, man. But you also had a field day, man. Tell me about that.
So we had our 3rd annual family field day. We did. So we had a plethora of different vendors. We had some fitness instructors. Shout out to Craig from my cycling class at Fitness Connection. My dog came out there, created an obstacle course for the kids. We also had Miss Stephanie, who does Dancing Without Sin. Phenomenal. And we had, again, probably about 20 different vendors out there, as well as obviously our DJ and a few other things. The highlight for me, though, was football, tug of war, as well as the balloon toss / balloon fight.
Yeah.
So got to give a huge shout out to all the college mentors. Played an instrumental role. The executive team was out there moving and shaking. And my parents came. Again, this is the first engagement they really saw from a Roots perspective. So they were just blown away and stunned, man, just introducing them to the team. I kept getting the feedback from individuals. It was just so much love and just positive energy out there, man. There actually happened to be a family reunion going on at the rec center the same time we were outside of the rec center. So we ended up engaging with them, man. And we like, yo, we're part of the family too, man. Come on out. So again, man, beyond awesome. Crazy thing, man. I got stung probably within the first 10 minutes, bro, in my ankle.
Oh,
I'm talking about, bro, like hot. Like, bro, I ain't got stung in like 7 years, bro. I was like, what's going on? And I kind of had to make a conscious decision early on because bro, it caught me on my ankle. Like, and again, I'm on my feet all day. I just made the conscious decision, like, yo, this ain't gonna dictate my day. It's not gonna ruin anything, and just really power through. And at the end of the day, didn't even realize I was stung when I got home until took my sock off and saw my ankle. My little brother actually ended up, and I don't know what he did. He needs to go to the doctor, but his foot is swole. They were out there playing football. I was hyping him up, and I met a young buck who was in high school, big young buck. And I was talking stuff. I'm like, I got somebody who gonna lock you up. So when they got out there, they really started balling. And it led to my brother actually ended up twisting his ankle or doing something of that nature. So we're sorry that my competitive, nature got the best of us. But outside of that, everything else was phenomenal, man. And really enjoyed ourselves, had a good time. To your point, this is the largest crowd we've had as of yet. And we look to continue to grow from here. Again, got to give another shout out to Black Ops Paintball, which is a local Black Ops, a local paintball company down here as well. We're going to be partnering, collaborating with. They raffled off like $100, $200 little paintball pistol. We had a few tattoo shops raffle off like $300 vouchers. Somebody getting a whole sleeve on them. So again, man, it was definitely a dope vibe. But looking forward to doing it again, bigger and better. And the squad is everything, man. The power of the mastermind and the collaboration is so big. And again, here in your event, I knowing the squad and the fellas beside you and my squad as well, man. We just got to give them praise, because one individual can do a lot, but when a group come together and put their mind to something, the impact is beyond measurable. You feel me?
Man, that's facts, bro. It's funny, man. I feel sorry for little bro, man. You got him sauced up, but it happens, bro. It happens to the best of us. But man, I gotta give another couple shout outs, man. I forgot about this, man. We had some live performances too, and this is the first year that we had that. But shout out to DJ Flat Tie. He's actually the DJ for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's been rocking with us for the last couple years, man. So shout out to him, and then shout out to Monty Jordan, which is one of the artists that Cody, one of our co-founders, actually manages. So shout out to him too, man. Super dope performance. And then we also had an international DJ there who was his name is Julius. He's a part of Mikasa Sukasa Holiday, which is one of our partners. And man, he got on the turntables, was doing this thing, man. Bro, whenever you can get music involved, like that brings people together in itself, man. Not just forget all the other stuff, man. But I did a lot of behind the scenes work, putting together flyers and designing the t-shirt. I was actually gonna wear one of the alternate t-shirts, but got so caught up with my day. But man, it was just so dope to see all of those concepts come to life and see my work on the flyers and all that stuff like in person. I was just like, bro, I did that. So man, shout out to me for that, man. But
good feeling as always, man. Manifestation, seeing it come to life.
Facts, bro. Facts.
That's what's up, man. So again, it was also Father's Day, right? And again, you talked about getting the Father's Day flowers. Wow, I was cracking up. I ain't mad at you. I would have took it too. And again, I don't think you have to have a biological child to be your father, because there's a lot of individuals, there's a lot of stepfathers, there's a lot of brothers, uncles, and individuals who play the role of a father to a lot of young men and women. So again, I would love to kind of hear your experience with that as well. Did you get some Happy Father's Day text outside of that? I'm kind of curious.
No, man. I was pretty much sending them out most of the day, man. Sorry, I missed you, man. I had to send it to you.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
But no, man. I actually didn't get any of those, Father's Day texts. But it's dope how you said that, because like it doesn't take you being someone's biological parent to be a father. Like being a mentor in a sense is playing that father figure role for a lot of the youth that we work with. So none of them reached out and was like Happy Father's Day, but I know it's love regardless.
Definitely. But I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Again, when I tell y'all ain't hear me in the check-in. We had, so I'm gonna tell you how the day went, right? We had the field day. Got up about 8 and some change, was out there by 8:30, met vendors, started setting up. The event was from 11 to 3. Following that, closed everything out, all that good stuff, ran to the crib, took a mean power nap. But bro, I kept catching cramps. Like, bro, it was hot. It was like 94 degrees out there. Ain't drink a lot of water, was moving and shaking. So I'm trying to lay down and take a nap, knowing I got to cook out for the whole family. Literally, bro, I'm rolling over trying to get comfortable, catching cramps. I'm talking about my hand, my stomach, bro, I'm feeling like an athlete all over again after the 400. Following that, was able to get up after my dad gave me like 4 teaspoons of mustard, just taking it to the face, trying not to cramp. Oh, you ain't know that.
Now that
When
you
you when you
put me
when
on to something.
when you cramping, take mustard, right? In track, we used to take like little mustard packets. Whenever you cramp, they give you a few. But again, my dad gave me a whole bottle. I'm just taking it to the face for a minute, right? Got up, got situated, then ended up cooking out. Again, we probably had about collectively maybe like 33 individuals over the crib eating. So the boy was really getting it in, man. But again, it's the vision of the end result that I know always continues to inspire us all. Because again, that was a lot of work I know y'all boys put in. I know there was a lot of prepping, it was a lot of hours, it was a lot of energy. And I can say the same on our end and even the cookout following, right? But again, to be able to see wifey's grandma and my mom in the same room and my sister and her aunts and everybody just collaborating, man. And they hopped in the kitchen, got it in too. Like, it was a beautiful sight. But boy, I slept like a baby after that. I'm trying to tell you, boy.
Man, I bet, bro. And it's crazy because you said, y'all were there from 11 to 3. Man, we got there at 8:30. And we were there until about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So, really just with the the take down and tear down and taking tents down and cleaning up and things like that, man. But bro, it's so much work that goes behind the scenes to making something like this work. And man, again, I just got to give flowers to all of the people that had a part of it, because it's not, like you said, it's not a one-man job. Like, it takes a village to make something like this happen. And again, I'm grateful to be a part of that. But man, to the Father's Day point, like I'm interested in getting your perspective, because it sounds like for you it was all love, right? But I feel like, man, on Father's Day, the father should be able to relax, man. The father shouldn't have to be the one on the grill having the cookout. I feel like the father should be the one being pampered and being catered to.
Yeah. Let me chime in though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel that, but again, in our eyes, and I know we share the same sentiment, like the father is the provider, the go-to, you know what I'm saying? And again, wife was busting her butt in the kitchen, like really getting it in, like getting it in. I was on the grill, really that slight scale, because I throw it on the grill and I'm sitting down. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't look at it as a bunch of work. And plus, my father's and her father were there, so I wanted them to kick back. So again, it was my opportunity to. Again, it was Father Day. I didn't really feel like I was doing work though, because again of the end result, my people's being happy. And as the younger generation, I feel like it's us who needs to be doing that, right? Again, you always hear me talk about grandma house. That's my goal, to create the setting. As soon as I got off the grill, I came in here and I put the projector on the wall so the kids could dance. And you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of facilitating, but my goal was to make sure that everybody else was good. And ironically, today, for our kickoff meeting for work, I talked about hosting. And I just asked, what are some great components of a host? And I believe if we can we can adapt that same mentality and mindset, you're able to create any team and govern any general body, because everybody wants a great host. You want somebody who makes you feel comfortable, you want to come back to, things of that nature. And that's just something I'm continuing to work on and embodying throughout. So I kind of looked at it as like a project within itself, to be honest with you.
Man, that's so dope. That's so good, bro. Cause you make me think of when we facilitate restorative justice circles, bro.
100%.
Because like I said, we just had a training with some youth and we got them certified as restorative justice practitioners. They can now hold their own circles. But one of the things that we do as practitioners is, we go over our land acknowledgement, we go over our values, then we do like a little icebreaker, and then we get into the relationship building. But the biggest thing is, before we do anything, we establish the values, right? And I just think about being a good host. Like, you don't literally ask people like, what do you need to feel comfortable? Do you need, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't ask that, but you're in the mind state of trying to provide that. So the correlation is that, like, man, when we start, like, we always ask people like, what is a value that's important to you, so that you can be your authentic self, that you can let your hair down, so that you can have fun, right? So I see that correlation, and it's always dope, because in the restorative justice world, when we ask that question, like, and then with youth, it's always interesting, man. Values is always the stuff that you can think of off the top of your head. Oh, loyalty, respect, honesty. Like, they ain't thinking about the real stuff, right? But yeah, man, I see so many correlations with just being like a great host and then facilitate. So you spot on with that.
Yeah, nah, definitely. And I like the question you asked, what characteristics do you value, or just things of that nature as well. And y'all be prepared to come to North Carolina soon, because we setting that up, and y'all gonna train the squad too. So I love to hear that. But that's really how I looked at it. And I think oftentimes you just kind of psych yourself out to an extent. Because I was tired, I was exhausted, I didn't want to do it. But again, to me, like that's what the Father is. The Father going to do it. The Father going to push through. So I was kind of walking in that in the day and didn't even really catch it. But again, beautiful sight, beautiful collaboration. Truly enjoyed it. And again, my phone was literally on Do Not Disturb. I was texting people back Saturday, just about on Monday, bro. Like, really just took some time for myself. But one thing I do want to talk about for Father's Day, and I'm gonna make it a general observation. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. I think Father's Day is the most slighted holiday. Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And what I mean by that, I ain't trying to throw no shade, none of that good stuff. But socks, some draws, some small scale things are what is kind of the expectation for fathers. I talked to a lot of my partners, right? And one actually texted me, and we were just going back and forth, like, what you get? And we were just laughing at each other messages, like, and again, I got a lot of love. I got everything that I asked for in all transparency, right? But even if wifey asks for something slight, you're gonna go above and beyond. You're gonna get something else. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I generally feel like, well, my question, I guess, and I don't know if either of us can answer this, but why is Father's Day the most slighted holiday? It's kind of brushed under the rug, right? I love you. Let me give you some kisses.
Bro,
Let me give you some. Talk to me about that, man. What's your thoughts?
Hey, it's super dope. Again, I don't have any kids, so my perspective, it maybe be a little jaded, right, from outside looking in. But I saw something online that I thought was comical, bro. It was like Mother's Day. They had like the roses, the wine. They had a view of like the lake, something super beautiful. And when it showed the Father's Day, bro, it was a TV dinner with a Salisbury with the, you know what I'm saying, with the mashed potatoes, with the little brownie, and then so they put a little sprinkles on it to make it special, right? But I think what it boils down to is men are simpler than women in terms of what it is that helps us feel good and be fulfilled. And I think that, even in terms of birthdays, right? Like wifey could probably ask me like, man, what you want for your birthday? I'm like, man, to be honest, man, I just want to relax, have a nice night at the crib with you. And in her mind, although I said I want a nice night at the crib with her, oh, well, I'm gonna, make something extravagant happen, something big, right? But if wifey say that exact same thing, like, oh man, I'm just trying to chill at the crib. I ain't trying to do too much. I'm just trying to relax, let my hair down. She really means like, man, I hope he take me out. I hope he shows me that I'm valuable. I hope he allows me to get dressed and show that, I'm still bad. I'm still like that, right? And I think again, man, I just think men are so simpler to please, bro. Like we don't need a lot. And you were talking about like being a great host, although you were tired and psyching yourself out. And what I thought of was you were getting your battery charged, right? You were getting your cup filled up in a different way. Like, yeah, you were tired, you know what I'm saying? You just gave to the community, but now you were giving to your family. Your family was giving back to you with the love and the energy and the child's play and seeing your in-laws and your parents co-mingle. Like, bro, like that is like that's all we really need at the end of the day. But wifey, man, when Mother's Day or birthday or Valentine's Day come around, like, man, they want you pull up in a helicopter.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And I to your point, I agree with everything you said, but I think we do it to ourselves, right? Because again, when they ask you like what you want to do, like, no, we play it off, man. I just want to, I don't need too much.
Too humble,
wifey called me out on it one year, man, a couple of years ago, and it just made me. I was cracking up. I was like, I didn't even realize it. But she'd be like, I asked you what you want, and you'd be like, nothing, real slight. And literally, I do what you want to the T. But then you get on your phone with your people, and they be like, what you did? I'm like, nah, I ain't do too much. I'm like, but she be like, and you did we did what you said, right? And I started being a little bit more intentional with it. So now I'm a color code everything to the T, so nothing could get messed up. But for myself, traditionally I do things after the fact. So like again, being a family was over, I'm not doing nothing. I'm holding that down. But in the next week or two, I'm going to the beach. I'm about to put my toes in the sand and kick back. So I think it's very strategic of us if we aren't able to do anything at that moment because we're celebrating others. Take time for yourself too, because it is necessary. And you only get that joint once a year, Brad. Like she gonna have her. So fellas, make sure you get yours.
Hey, it's funny you mentioned that, and I don't know why I randomly thought about my mentor Win that we had on the show. Him and his wife share the same birthday.
Oh wow,
bro. So he was like, typically most men get 2 holidays a year, birthdays and Father's Day. Like Christmas is for kids, Mother's Day, Father's Day is really for the woman. And he was like, me, I only get Father's Day. He was like, I barely get that. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought about that, man. But bro, it's just one of those things, and I agree, man. We downplay it because again, like a lot of times, man, our woman's presence or our family's presence is enough. Like we don't
Mhm.
need a lot, man, because we go out and we battle the world. Like again, we've been providers, protectors, and we're just really like, man, I just really would like to relax and let my hair down. Like, and so we can get anything above that. It's dope. It's great. But I ain't gonna lie, if I say nothing and we do nothing, I'm cool with that. But I might still tell the guys. They're like, man, what you doing? Man, so you know what I'm saying? Chilling at the crib, you know what I'm saying, watching movies. But
100%.
but I enjoy it, man. I want to ask you, man. You know, this was Juneteenth Monday as well, man. Did you do anything extracurricular or special for Juneteenth, or did you just what happened? What's up?
I didn't, bro. So Juneteenth got the day off. And I kicked back and I chilled and I meditated for my ancestors. This is how I really reflect on it.
Okay.
Every man, I've been really just using this as self-motivation. Anytime I'm tired and I don't want to do something, I say, but your ancestors fought for you to do it.
All
So
right.
that's kind of like my mental stimulation. And anytime I feel myself getting ready to come up short, I just reflect on them and I'm like, I can't. So again, even just referring to that in the midst of the cookout, like I use the downtime of not having to work and the family just being out of town to really kick back. And literally, we ain't do nothing. To be honest, but I really just rap with Avery. I spent a little bit more time with Avery. We played a little bit of cornhole, things of that nature. But like, nah, bro, didn't do anything by any means, man. I rested for my ancestors, man. What you do?
Man, same, bro. I did a little bit of work, but it wasn't nothing spectacular, man. It was funny because we got our team calls in the morning, and it's we I hit the guys up on Monday. I'm at the gym. I'm like, man, so it's Juneteenth. Are we still meeting? They like, yeah, man, we got some tasks we got to knock out. We just got a couple new contracts for some restorative justice work. And so yeah,
Let's
man,
go.
appreciate the love, man. So they was like going through all that. And he's like, man, just give me 45 minutes. But we was on the phone for about an hour just chopping up.
I
And
already know.
we was on the phone, this morning. And bro was like, they talk about all the stuff that they did. East went to I forget what he said. It was like a Juneteenth festival. Cody went to like a Juneteenth barbecue and festival and all this other crap. I think Chuck was doing more so like Father's Day slap, like, but they all was doing something super extravagant. I was like, man, I was at the crib. I was cleaning up the crib. I was getting the crib together, cook for wifey because man, she was out of town at a destination wedding for one of her coworkers, and she got in late, so she pretty much got off the plane, came home, went right to work. So of course, I'm trying to be a good spouse and clean the crib, cook for her, so she ain't had to because she was tired, man. But that
Definitely.
was my whole day for the most part. So
Mm.
I ain't do nothing Juneteenth related, but appreciated the day off. And again, definitely sat down, did some meditation for the ancestors, let them know, like, although we had the day off of work, I'm gonna still put this work in for somebody that I care about. So it
I
was,
respect that.
yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. But nah, again, that's necessary, man. When we bust our butts, I think one of the best things we need to do is just sit the hell down and just reflect. I found myself doing that after every event. And I probably had a brief, maybe 20-minute segment prior to cooking out where I just sat down and I reflected. I just found myself cheesing, man. Just
Yeah.
again, just being able to do things, being present. Man, I if y'all don't have one, please, like, I recommend y'all go check one out, man. It's all about the memories at the end of the day. And this weekend was full of memories, man. Again, we did the balloon toss. My father and his it was a little young jit out there, one of the mentees he actually ended up playing with, and they won. They crushed everybody. Like
Yeah.
we was kind of mad because everybody's really competitive to an extent, right? And at the end, man, we just ended up having our balloon fight. And the same partner he won with ended up smacking him in his neck with a balloon. So man, again, dope memories, being able to just be with the family, see them, see the work. Again, I told you, I mean, my father was back at a rec center working back home, and he hear about the work, but he never saw it firsthand. So literally, man, he was in awe just walking through, like, wow, like y'all really making it shape. On another note, man, we got the 25K grant. We just got a 5K grant as well. So things are starting to roll. Momentum's picking up. Again, man, the team is full of some hungry beasts. Like, they are ready to get this work in. I ain't never seen a team so hungry to make an impact on the next generation. So it's just awesome to have the right people in place. And you can kind of take your foot off a little bit because that they applying pressure as well, man. So beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Hey, you just made me think about something, man, because we had a tug of war, like a couple rounds of tug of war, bro. And Cody was on the opposing team. I don't think Chuck was involved, but Cody and them had so many adults on their team. And
Playing against kids.
we had all type of kids in the front, bro. I was like, and it's
Oh
funny because
man.
they won the first round, we won the
Yo.
second round, and then they won the third, but they won the third because they ended up swapping out teams halfway because some folks was, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. Like, so
Yeah, yeah.
we like no BS. We had like 8 kids in the front, and then the anchors was, big, strong men, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, those guys over that, man, they won that joint. I was like, it was a nice little fight. But man, you said something super dope, man. I've been thinking about investing in like a camera to kind of capture these moments, but it'd be so hard sometimes for me because we had a videographer. Like y'all gonna
Definitely.
see a lot of stuff come out later. But for the personal side, right? To get my personal experience, like I capture some stuff on my phone. But again, as you know, being a part of the organization, like you super active. Like you're a part of
Mm-hmm.
everything. So a lot of
Definitely.
times if I'm not capturing the content, it's not happening for my personal side, right? And I think, man, I'll be just so
Definitely.
involved with the community, with the youth, with the vendors, with everything that's going on, making sure people got water because it's hot, you know what I'm saying? Making sure people hydrated. It's just so much stuff that I'll be worried about that I really don't be able to
Now,
capture the
can I
content.
give you some game?
Go
Can I
ahead.
get can I give you some game? So what I do, bro, I just got one of the mentees. Right. So I grabbed him like, look, bro, hey, hold this. Go get right, spin the block, right? And then he give it back to me. I grab one of the mentors. Yo, hey, go capture. You feel me? So I had them working, and then we was at home during the cookout. Had my nephew, yo, go get right. And bro, when I tell you, bro got right, like, damn, you took this, bro. Like, and again, it gives them that opportunity to gain a new skill set, but also look at it like, yo, I'm really being tasked. And that's a big task to an extent, man. You don't just get a camera to anybody. And to your point, I took some on my phone, but I'm in the middle of taking a picture and I get tapped on my shoulder to go help a vendor. So like we flowing, we running around, but I'm gonna task somebody else. So again, as we go talk about the team, and I know you got some solid mentees and mentors out there. So I just try to empower them in the midst of it. That's what I've learned to make it a whole lot easier. And again, we had the videographer, but I want my own. That's my personal camera.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get right for me.
Bro, that's real because like as I go through my phone, you know how we talk about Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook sending you memories. It was like last year around this time, y'all had an event, and it was funny because I had some of my old guys like at the event, and I'm taking pictures of them, but I'm in none of the pictures, right? But then it was
Mm-hmm.
like a year later, you know what I'm saying? I'm in all the workout videos. You see me getting it, you know what I'm saying? They capturing that. So you right, man. You just got to kind of delegate. But when it's your phone, it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't give out the phone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to have you running off with the phone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but no, man, the camera was definitely literally, bro. It's in my Amazon cart right now. I'm checking some stuff out because man, me and wifey trying to travel, man, and we want to be able to document that process as well. But also just from the standpoint of like really, really capturing the contact and the impact that we're having because, bro, man, separate note, man, we putting together like a montage of impact, right? Because
Mm,
we getting really big on sponsorships, man. And from a non-profit standpoint, there's some game for you is that
definitely.
man, focus on corporate sponsorships, right? Because corporate sponsorships aren't tied directly to impact. Corporate sponsorships look at, oh, well, we want to support a cause that we like and we love and that we support. And we also have some benefits on our end where we can write that stuff off, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's not attached to impact, but they just like, man, we want to do a good deed because we support you. And also it benefits them as well. So
Definitely.
you got one person come to your event, you got one person come to your program, and they support it regardless because they follow the mission. So right now we're basically going through all of the contacts that we've ever had contact with, whether they donated, they volunteered, what have you, and we're gonna send them this basically impact montage of different programs and things that we're doing. And if you think about it, bro, man, you got content to do the exact same thing. Just literally
Mm-hmm.
going through your list of people that have donated, that have come out, that any contact that you have, and just really like, man, would love to hear from you, man. When was the last time we tapped in? Would love to see if you know somebody that's in the looking to do some corporate sponsorship, and that's really the way to get it. Because right now we're focused on MMAs, which are the money making activities. And as a nonprofit, that's super, super important
Mm-hmm.
to do the things that we love to do, man. It's not free. It takes time, talent, and treasure. The time is the energy and effort that we put into it. The talent is, a skill set like taking pictures, and the treasure is actually that capital, that money that comes out your pocket. So, man, we looking for all that right now. That's the space that we in.
I like that. I like that. Now we on a similar wave, man. We had Carmax out there, was one of our partners who came out and supported and did some things too out
Oh,
there
that's major.
volunteering.
That's
Yeah,
major.
so now we got some stuff coming. We got some stuff coming. I'm excited for it, bro. I really feel like a kid in a candy shop, just looking at the team, looking at the work ethic, looking at the hustle. And we actually just shared a few members and added on some new. So again, man, the energy's phenomenal. The talent, all that good stuff is there, man. So I'm excited for it. But again, as we talked a little bit about Field Day, we talked a little bit about Father's Day. I want to get what was really your biggest takeaway, from the extended weekend. Now I'll include Juneteenth in there as well, right? In the midst of just reflecting, taking some time after the event, things slowing down, you've been able to really just focus on other things outside of the big event y'all were able to put on. What was your largest takeaways for the weekend, brother?
Man, bro, really just taking the time to be grateful for the moment, be grateful for the opportunity, be grateful for the impact that you're able to have in the community and with the people that you care most about. And then secondly is just really taking a time to reflect, decompress, to debrief. Like after all the stuff that we do, man, we love to talk about the wins and things that we did well, but like how could we get better? How could we get more community members involved? How could we get more vendors? Can we do our
Mm.
spacing a little bit better for the next year, right? Can the sound quality be better? Can the t-shirts be better? Can we get more donations? Like, man, it's just always looking to improve, but also being very, very, very appreciative for what we already have. And then just on the Juneteenth standpoint, man, understanding that people laid the path for us to be where we are and do the things that we do. If it wasn't for some of our ancestors literally putting in that work, putting in that grind, suffering and struggling, like we would not have the opportunity to be in the spaces and having the conversations and doing the stuff that we're doing. So
Mm.
um at the end of the day, man, if I had to like boil it down to one word, it would be remain grateful. And then the other word would be being present.
Mm. To be honest, bro, I think all of my bullet points are the same exact as yours. So I think that's awesome. My word I would tie in is evolution, right?
Mhm.
As you talked about, how can things get better? How can things grow? We have this thing that we do on our board meetings as well as after every event we recap. It's called Good, Better, Best, right? What was good about the event, right? What could have been better, and then what does the best vision of that look like as well, too? So we can actually start to physically see it and again begin to manifest on it. Reflect, you talked about that, right? Being able to have the event, then being able to sit back and really just analyze it, but also just the memories that happen in the midst of it. And that's why the camera's huge, because when everybody's gone, everything quiet, I'm able to reflect on it. Like, God, dag, I didn't even see that. I didn't even know that. I was doing a lot of things, but again, my young buck captured moments that I wasn't there for, but I feel like I was, because it's captured on paper now. And then last but not least, again, it's just humility. To your point, man, our ancestors sacrificed so much for us to be here. So for us to be to have a huge field to be able to play in, everything be free, except for the vendors who sell them and make a little,
Yeah.
it's beautiful to be able to create that. Because prior to, there was spaces where we weren't able to, right? So just that, the freedom of being able to be and to create is really the biggest things I was able to really reflect on. And again, it really charged me up for the rest of the week, man. I'm ready for it. Again, we overcame a lot of obstacles to be here, and I'm that much more appreciative to be. And that's what's gonna continue to keep me pushing throughout it all, man. So yeah.
Bro, that's phenomenal, bro. And I gotta give a big shout out to West Community Juneteenth collaboration, bro. That was one of our partners, one of the vendors that was at the event. And I spoke with a beautiful soul, man. I forget her name, but she was just walking me through some of the history in Illinois and Maywood specifically, and how Harriet Tubman, there was a couple houses that were like designated historical landmarks through the Underground Railroad. And then she was
Mm.
just telling me one of her lifelong goals is to ride through the Des Plaines River and maybe a canoe or something to just feel the energy and the presence of that. And bro, it was just speaking and thinking of the whole like our ancestors and the things that come before us. Bro, she had an iron. Like, you know how like we could plug our iron in and all that good stuff. Bro, she had like a lead iron, no attachment, anything like that. And I was just like, bro, it's so crazy that how innovative our ancestors were. Like, you know, you would put that iron in fire or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
go iron, you know, you're doing that all day. And man, bro, she had all type of books, figurines, really all type of artifacts. That was like super phenomenal and dope, man. And it was just like, I just like, man, if they could do that with the lack of resources that they had, imagine what we can do with all the
Mm,
access and information that we have.
mm.
So we need to stop being so reliant on it and using our creativity and our imagination because they did it. So I know that we can.
Bro, that's so spot on. Before we wrap up, I was watching something and it was a older white gentleman. And I don't know how it came on my phone, but he said black people were created to be entrepreneurs.
Mm,
And it caught my attention. I just kept listening. He said, all the pain, all the agony, all the maneuvering and adjustment that we had to do as a people, we are built for this.
yeah.
And again, oftentimes we don't reflect on it like that. We talk about it's kind of the victimology, as one of my guys would say,
Mhm.
opposed to leveraging that strength. Casey and I have this saying, man. Casey was on a podcast. We talk about PTSD, and it stands for patience, tenacity, strength, and development, right? Again, all the different things that we have experienced have helped us, right? PTSD tends to be a negative component, but we have almost a superpower, an innate adaptation and evolution to continue to push through and maneuver through difficult tasks and paths. So I always challenge us personally. How can we leverage this as a strength, right? Again, we know the negative components that come with it, but how can we leverage that to fuel us going forward?
Bro, that's
I
real
think
good.
we're
That's real good. And the reason that popped up on your timeline, one of our first guests, Cody, talked about it, man, the reticular activation system, where you give energy, where you give your attention, your energy will flow. So it's one of those things like you're constantly thinking about, you're acting on, you're in conversations about. So of course it's going to continue to feed into that. Think about the Instagram algorithm, like the stuff that you pay the
Mhm.
most attention to. If you're a sports guy, you always see sports clips, right? But the second point that you made about, you know, black folks and African American folks being meant to be entrepreneurs, bro, I 1000% agree. And I think that it's not the creativity that stumbles us. It's not the imagination that truly stumbles us. It is the building out systems that will operate without us being present. Because we'll start something, but we are the person that runs it all, right? Like we are the CEO, we the CFO, we the COO. Like we have to be in every position. And if we aren't there, the thing isn't operating. Our problem is not creating the business, it is creating a system that will run the business without us present. So, man, the guy that you were talking about, 1000%, man, we got the adaptability, the creativity, we have the abundance to do great things. We just have to be smarter with it and find ways to systemize it so that we can remove ourselves and work from California when the business in Illinois.
Collaboration and dissemination are my answers to that, good brother. And again, as we talked about all these events, all these engagements, everything in which we're doing, gotta have a team behind you. And again, collaborating and having our ancestors type of mind and all being aligned to the same North Star is gonna ensure that it's successful as well. I think 9 out of 10 times that's probably our problem. So
Hey, now that's 1000% true, man. But again, let's grow together, podcast family. We appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tap into the podcast everywhere you get your podcast. Follow the podcast page on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Grow Together Pod. I am James Turner. You can find me on IG at jturner0121.
and tap in with myself, Marcus Jenkins at mastermind_Marcus. We'll look forward to getting with y'all again soon, family. Y'all be blessed. Thank you.
Peace.